Good morning. It's 8:08, so I have 2 minutes to talk to keep us on time, and I have to share with Dr. Helde, so that's not going to happen. But my job is to welcome you this morning. Thank you for coming here from Argentina, from Colombia, from Boston, USC, Philly, too many other places to name. We are so glad you are here. Did I say Australia? We have a growing Australian contingent. Thanks, guys. This is our third in-person science and family conference. This is our sixth science conference. We did this once before AAS. We did this twice during COVID, and we've done it year. It's been a heck of a year since Orlando. As of this morning, PubMed had 50 papers on Syngap1, which I check obsessively. That is more than 41, which was the record last year, and it is not 51, which it should be, because I'm told that one preprint went live at about 4 a.m. from our second speaker today, who just finished it in her hotel room. So thank you, Alina. I can't wait to hear you talk after that. It's been a remarkable year in so many ways. The team at SRF has grown. We have over 100 volunteers on our site, and I won't even try to name them all. But if you listen to Syngap Stories, which is our interview podcast, the last one had Rainey, who is sitting right there, talking to Stacy Miller, who is hopefully in the room, talking about their experience with SRF and how they're both coming up on their 1-year anniversary of being diagnosed. So that means inside of a year, they got diagnosed, they figured out Syngap, and they've both become major volunteers in this organization, making huge contributions to the fund, and of course, benefiting from the community and the knowledge that we all share with each other. I've worked for a lot of global organizations that don't take paid employees and make them useful in the first year. But SRF used to pull it off. And that is a testament to the team and Zoe, who's in the room. Where are you, Zoe? I saw you. Had a volunteer. If anyone wants to volunteer, Zoe's right there. There are over a dozen companies on our pipeline. And then there's that little confidential line there, people I can't name. The first company to announce they're working on Syngap1 was Stoke Therapeutics. And we are honored today to be joined by Dr. Asnaraz and her team. Thank you for being here. Someone's got to go first. And I think the leadership of Stoke to say Syngap1 is tractable and we can go after it is something we will always be grateful for. And we continue to love working with Stoke. Everyone there is top shelf. There are 6 logos behind me. SRF is global. Vicky Arteaga leads Fondo. We have a UK team. Danny has led Syngap Research Fund Australia since before SRF US existed. I had to call her and say, "You mind if I use the same name?" She said, "No, go for it." I said, "Cool." Now she's on here. So it's been a great year. But the most exciting thing about the past year for me has been the leadership and the staff. Last year, we had 1 paid staff. If you don't know Lauren Perry, she's sitting right there in red. We've been working her to death for 3 years. She just keeps going. And we wouldn't exist without her. To be very clear, the most important person at SRF is Lauren. But this year, Dr. Helde started in March as our CSO, and Virginia McNamara started as our president and COO in December. And this team will allow SRF to grow because now there's 4 of us getting out of bed every day and thinking about Syngap around the clock. I have to mention Dr. Helde is supported by Dr. Marta Dehia, MD, who's our head of clinical and has been one of the earliest supporters of the fund. And I will always be grateful for her talent and her leadership and her relentless positivity. Also, Lindsay Wazorak showed up this year. And I don't know, if you haven't met Lindsay, she's just amazing. The combination of talent and grace is just remarkable. A lot of other groups, I think today we have at least 2 other groups in the room. Thanks for coming. Say to me, it's amazing how SRF has these incredibly talented parents. Like, where do you get Suzanne Jones? Sometimes I'm like, you can take her for a week. She's like 37 things that I'm doing wrong. But it's actually not odd at all. It's not odd at all because this disease is vicious. It levels families. The seizures, the behaviors, the sleepless nights, it just brings every family to their knees at some point. But there are people who, doesn't matter how hard you hit them, they eventually in their own time get up and come back stronger. And in this population, everyone who's a volunteer with SRF is one of those people. So it shouldn't surprise you at all that the members of the board and leadership at SRF are just phenomenal in spite of what they do to love and raise and care for their children. And I don't need to emphasize that point any more than to introduce Dr. Kathryn Helde, our CSO.
Hi, it's an honor to be here today, and we have a great agenda planned for you. There's a big range of topics, all on Syngap1 and Syngap1 related disorders. The way it's going to break out is 7 different sessions. The first 2 are on Syngap1 biology and Syngap1 therapeutics, and then we'll have a break. At that break, you can see posters that are out here. Then we will have clinical studies and some research tools right before lunch. It's a long time till lunch. It's not till 12:30, so be sure you get something at the break. And then after lunch, we come roaring back with a big session on drug repurposing, and then some proteomics, and we've had some quick schedule changes, so be sure to look at the QR code in case you thought you knew what the schedule was yesterday. So I love conferences. I love all the people I love this impressive collection of all the people in the room. I love that we're going to get new insights. And since working for SRF, I now realize there's something else I love about conferences, and that is the ability for us to get feedback from all of you. So besides trying to get to accelerate the access of meaningful treatments for our kids, things that are effective and safe, our goal is to have clinical trial readiness by 2026. So our last session is a panel, and that's going to be led by Dr. Anna Minerancé here, and we're very excited about that too. So that is the structural way we want to get feedback, but please, if you have any ideas, if you see any gaps, please just email me, CSO@CureSyngap1. You don't even need to know my name.